95% of men over 60 are doing at least one of these three exercises right now, believing they're protecting their joints, when biomechanically they're grinding cartilage down like sandpaper on soft wood. I'm Marcus Reid, and for the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly which movements are quietly destroying your knees, why your doctor probably hasn't warned you about them, and the precise protocol swap that lets you build real strength without sacrificing your mobility at 70, 80, or beyond. Here's the shocking part. A 2023 biomechanical analysis found that deep, unguarded knee flexion under load can generate compressive forces exceeding 3 to 5 times body weight on the patellofemoral joint. That means a 180-pound man performing a common, joint-friendly exercise might be slamming nearly half a ton of force through cartilage that's already lost 30% of its shock-absorbing capacity since age 40. Today, you'll discover the 3 exercises responsible for this hidden damage, the mechanism that makes aging cartilage so vulnerable, the exact protocol substitutions that protect your knees while still building serious leg strength, and at the end, I'll give you a force multiplier technique that doubles your joint protection with 0 extra time invested. Let's get into the science. 1. The cartilage collapse nobody explains. Arthur, 68, had done deep bodyweight squats every single morning for 3 years. He thought he was bulletproof. Until the day he stood up from his recliner and his knee buckled sideways. No warning, no injury, just collapse. His orthopedist found significant cartilage thinning in the lateral compartment of his right knee. Arthur wasn't lazy. Arthur was misinformed. Here's the mechanism. Cartilage doesn't have its own blood supply. It survives entirely through a process called imbibition, where movement pumps synovial fluid in and out like a sponge, delivering nutrients and removing waste. In your 20s and 30s, this system works efficiently because chondrocytes, the cells that maintain cartilage, are replicating and repairing at a healthy rate. But after 60, chondrocyte density drops, and the cartilage matrix becomes stiffer, thinner, and far less tolerant of repetitive deep compression. Deep squats below 90 degrees, especially performed daily without controlled tempo, create exactly the kind of repetitive peak loading that aging cartilage can no longer buffer. The protocol fix isn't avoidance, it's precision. Replace unguarded deep squats with tempo-controlled box squats to parallel, 3 sets of 8 reps, 3-second eccentric lowering, full pause on the box, and a controlled drive up. Train this twice weekly, never on consecutive days. This range keeps the joint within its safest mechanical zone, while still loading the quadriceps and glutes enough to trigger mTOR activation, the cellular pathway responsible for muscle protein synthesis. Why is this safe when deep squatting isn't? Because the box gives you a hard depth limit, removing the guesswork that destroys knees through inconsistent, unconscious overextension. You're not weakening your training, you're engineering it. But squats aren't even the most dangerous exercise on this list. The next one hides inside something millions of men consider low impact. 2. The cardio machine, quietly wrecking your joints. Robert, 63, switched to the elliptical after his knee started aching on the treadmill. His doctor said low impact, so Robert assumed low risk. 18 months later, an MRI revealed meniscal fraying that his physical therapist linked directly to his elliptical form, specifically the long, sweeping stride, combined with locked knee extension at the top of each cycle. Here's why this happens. The meniscus acts as a shock-absorbing wedge between your femur and tibia, distributing load evenly across the joint surface. When the knee repeatedly extends into a near-locked position under continuous rotational momentum, as it does on many elliptical strides, it creates uneven shear forces across the meniscus rather than even compression. Over thousands of repetitions, week after week, this uneven shearing accelerates micro-tearing, particularly in a meniscus already thinned by decades of use. This is the cortisol trap too. Long-duration, steady-state cardio sessions, especially over 45 minutes, elevate circulating cortisol, and chronically elevated cortisol has been associated with increased inflammatory markers in joint tissue, slowing the very repair processes your cartilage and meniscus depend on. The fix: cap elliptical sessions at 25 minutes, keep stride length moderate rather than maximal, and never lock the knee at full extension. Better still, alternate elliptical days with stationary cycling, where the knee never fully straightens and the loading pattern is purely rotational rather than shearing. 3 sessions weekly, 20 to 25 minutes each. Heart rate at 60 to 70% of max. This protects joint integrity while still delivering the cardiovascular benefit your heart needs. Robert's physical therapist made one more point that changed everything for him. The exercise wasn't the enemy, the form was. And that exact lesson applies to the next movement, the one almost every fitness influencer over 50 recommends without exception. 3. The safe lunge that isn't. Daniel, 65, did walking lunges religiously, convinced they were building the functional strength he'd need for the rest of his life. Instead, he developed sharp anterior knee pain that flared every time he climbed stairs. His diagnosis: patellar tendinopathy, aggravated by deep forward lunges where his front knee traveled well past his toes on every single rep. The mechanism here is tibiofemoral shear stress. When the knee tracks forward past the toe under load, the angle of pull on the patellar tendon increases dramatically, concentrating force on a small band of connective tissue that, after 60, has lower collagen turnover and slower repair capacity. Add the instability of a walking lunge, where balance constantly shifts, and you've created a perfect storm of uneven loading on a tendon that simply can't recover as fast as it used to. The protocol correction is the reverse lunge, performed in a fixed stance rather than walking. Step backward instead of forward, keep the front shin nearly vertical, and control the descent for 2 full seconds. 3 sets of 10 reps per leg, twice weekly. The reverse pattern keeps your knee tracking directly over your foot instead of drifting forward, dramatically reducing shear stress on the patellar tendon, while still building the same quadriceps and glute strength a walking lunge promises. Daniel made this single swap, nothing else changed in his routine, and within 6 weeks, his anterior knee pain was gone. Same training stimulus, completely different joint outcome. Now here's what ties all 3 corrections together, and it's the piece almost nobody talks about. 4. The hidden variable that determines whether you heal or decline. This is where myostatin enters the picture. Myostatin is a protein that actively suppresses muscle growth, and as men age, the muscles surrounding the knee, particularly the Vastus medialis, the inner quadriceps muscle, tend to weaken faster than the outer quadriceps. This creates a muscular imbalance that pulls the kneecap slightly off its natural tracking groove every time you move, regardless of which exercise you're doing. This is why 2 men can do the exact same lunge, and one develops pain while the other doesn't. It's not the exercise alone, it's the muscular foundation supporting the joint during that exercise. The targeted fix is the terminal knee extension, a short-range movement performed with a resistance band anchored behind you, knee almost straight, pulling the final 15 degrees of extension against resistance. This specifically activates the vastus medialis, without stressing the joint through a large range of motion. 2 sets of 15, performed before your main lower body session, rebalances the muscular support system around your knee and makes every other exercise in this video safer by default. You now know the 3 exercise patterns most responsible for accelerated knee degeneration after 60 and the precise mechanical corrections that neutralize the risk while preserving the strength benefit. So tell me honestly in the comments, which of these 3 exercises have you been doing? And have you noticed knee discomfort that you assumed was just getting older? I read every comment, and I want to know exactly where you're starting from so future videos can address it directly. Here's the one habit that doubles the protective effect of everything you just learned. Walk for 10 minutes immediately after every lower body strength session. This isn't arbitrary. Post-exercise walking maintains synovial fluid circulation precisely when your joints need imbibition most, flushing inflammatory byproducts out of the joint capsule while delivering fresh nutrients to stressed cartilage. Skip this, and you leave half the protective benefit of your training on the table. Add it, and you accelerate recovery without adding a single extra exercise to your routine. If you've made it this far, you're not part of the 95% doing damage without realizing it. You're in the top 5%, the men who refuse to accept "that's just aging" as an explanation for preventable decline, the men who demand mechanism, not myth, before they change their training. That mindset alone will add more functional years to your life than any single exercise ever could. Apply these protocol swaps, starting with your very next session, and watch what changes when you train your knees with precision instead of guesswork. Strength isn't about how hard you push. It's about how intelligently you protect what allows you to keep pushing at all.